that I want to do with the concept is I want to know, do you want a lifestyle business or a performance business, right? What are we building?
What does that mean?
So a lifestyle business is going to be, are we keeping it small so that you can have fun, freedom, and flexibility? Is that the purpose? Do you want to just travel and work and have a little, gang of people that are, rebels and misfits, and we keep it small and deliberately the whole purpose is fun, freedom, flexibility. And especially we don't want debt or investors, right? So that would be a lifestyle business, lifestyle boutique. And the second thing would be a performance business, which is we're building something to sell it. We want to become big and valuable. We want to be 50 million, 100 million plus in valuation. We want 50 employees. We're happy to take on investors. We want investors. We want debt. We want to build something that's going to be valuable. So the first thing I'd want to know is, do you want a lifestyle business or do you want a performance business? I think of it like a property developer with a block of land. Do you want to put your dream home on the block of land, or do you want to build a 10-story building and sell it? Like property development.
Okay, I want to make, if I could make 3K a month, that will allow me to quit my job, and then I'll be happy.
So it sounds like a lifestyle, the beginnings of a lifestyle boutique, right?
Yeah,
so,
sure.
And this is not a bad place to start. Normally, a performance business is something that you would do if you've got really good guidance, and it might be your second time through. So that would be the first thing. The next thing I'm looking at is what we call OMV, origin, story, mission, and vision. So what is your background? And we need to do something that lines up with your background. There's no point where we don't have any passions or any, like when you talked about trading before, I see people, they watch some trading videos online and then they're like, oh, I'm going to be a trader. Why? Oh, because so-and-so said that I could end up with a helicopter. Okay, amazing. And it's like, what about your background says trading? Nothing. You've never done, you're not analytical, you're not, you don't have any of the kind of background that a trading firm would want to see in a trader that they hire. None of that's there. You've just seen something that you think makes money. So there's no origin story. Whereas let's look at you. You became a amazing YouTuber, but your background was teaching people. You were helping Cambridge. You were talking to people about how to. You had one of your first businesses teaching people how to study for exams. So there is actually a background there. You also were passionate about media, and you were doing stuff in the media space. So you had a bit of origin story that was leading up to this.
So what would that look like for someone who maybe, like I've spoken to a lot of people who would say, oh, but I don't have anything I'm passionate about. Like I'm studying insert generic degree at insert generic university, and in the evenings I go home and watch Netflix and scroll social media and hang out with my friends. Like what in that context, how do we approach talking to that person about this origin story?
If I had time with that person, I would discover that around age 10, there were moments where there were the early moments of empowerment. Now, I've worked with enough entrepreneurs to discover that always around age 10 to 13, there was a moment where you discovered that you were actually independently powerful, separate to your parents. And you have a moment of like, wow, okay, you know what? I'm not just a dumb kid. There's something going on here. So you might have stood up to a bully. You might have taken ownership of something. You might have, put together a little play, something like that. So there's always clues in that. And psychologically, one thing I've found about entrepreneurs is that they're, at a very deep level, they're trying to get back to that feeling of empowerment. And it started early. So let me ask you the question. Around age 10 to 13, do you remember a particular early memory where it was like, I had a moment of empowerment? I had a moment that feels like, wow, I'm on my own and I'm actually a powerful individual.
Yeah, it was when I started to learn to code.
Coding.
Yeah. And when I started making websites, and the joy, I can't believe I'm kind of getting emotional for like even just talking about it. Just the joy of creating something without my mom's permission and like just making the thing.
Yeah.
And then started like advertising my services on a freelancer website back in the day.
So there's some elements here of technology, and there's some elements of putting stuff out to the world, like you're actually creating something and putting it out to the world. And there's elements of like no permission, right? Now, if we go and fast forward to YouTube, it's a no permission platform. You're creating something for the world and you're putting it out there in the world. So there's all these kind of echoes of that early memory. So what happens is that this ingrains in us pretty early, and everyone's got one, right? So we all have a moment. Sometimes it's a negative experience. So sometimes like a silly example. The origin story for Batman is he's a victim of crime. His parents are killed, and he realizes that he is on his own. Right, he has to